Hey there friends, welcome to part 3 of what can you do to endure the madness of society. So today I'm looking at reasoning, the ability of logical thinking. I've met a lot of people who say that they're good at logical thinking, and it also seems so, but you can only logically think about the things that you've collected as information. You can only logically make reasoning with things you're aware of, wouldn't you say? So logical thinking, it's like finding a maxim or an axiom. Like, if 2 plus 3 equals 5, then 5 minus 3 must equal 2, and 5 minus 2 must equal 3. It's a self-evident mathematical equation, and that's like it with reason. If you reason something out, you should find a solid basis. Now, one of the things I've noticed is like this. There's a different kind of reasoning when it comes to a crowd than it is to an individual. I find an individual will think differently alone than with a crowd, and this has been proved. As soon as one person enters a crowd of people, the opinions and thoughts of others play a big role in their own thinking. And generally, you'll notice it in yourself. You go into a room of people who all think alike and actually differently from you. You're the odd one out. And then you'll instantly begin to maybe conceal your alternative view, if you want to call it that. And then try to push it slowly, you know. And so instantly you've been affected by this field of thinking, this general mindset within that field. Now there's one when talking to people about conspiracy theories or truths, or call it what you will, controversial issues, contradicting evidence, when talking to friends and people I've met, maybe over a series of years, about something that was controversial, that was contradictory to mainstream belief, to common knowledge. So you present that controversial information to them, and after reasoning it through, how can it be done? Why? All of these different things. There's one thing that ends up prominent at the end of the argue. There's no way such a big conspiracy could be pulled off without somebody speaking, without somebody talking. There's no way that it could be kept that secret. There's no way that you could keep everybody quiet. Now this is the crowd thinking, really. Although it doesn't feel like it, but it's the idea that because you're in a big crowd, it knows better. But it has actually been proven that a crowd has like a wisdom between it on average. But only on average. That means that most of the agents within that crowd are unaware, like sheep being led by a shepherd. Now if that shepherd is a good shepherd, they get led in a good direction. If that shepherd is a bad shepherd, they get led in a bad direction. Simple as that, really. If they leave the shepherd or infiltrate the shepherd, that's a different situation. And so you've got this situation. Let's take fluoride, fluoridation. Now if you go to Wikipedia and type in fluoridation, and somewhere you'll see a map of the world with all the different countries that are fluoridated, and you can check out for yourself which countries are more fluoridated, which less fluoridated. That means that there's fluoride being put into the water. Now this isn't a theory, this is being done. Okay. And it's said that it's been done to help tooth decay. Although this has never really been proven, and there's a lot of videos on this, and this is a big controversial issue, so you could check that out if you don't already know about fluoride. Now, you know, most people have never even thought the fact that it might be controversial. You know, it's in the toothpaste, it's in a lot of the drinking water in some countries. You know, it's been taken very for granted, it's been just accepted as being normal. And then each person thinks for themselves, if there was a danger, somebody would speak. Now, I thought that, but then if you reason it through, you'll find the answers. You know, for example, dentists are not necessarily qualified in chemicals and toxicology. They take their toxicology reports from scientists. Yeah, and so there's always a little point when you're working in a pyramid system where you've got experts and specialists with more authority. It can happen that system can be infiltrated on different levels. Obviously, you know, it's a schoolyard. It's like playground. You know, it's easy. Everybody can infiltrate the system in some way. Okay, some big things are very difficult. But what I'm saying is, with a system with so many vulnerable points at it, it doesn't even really need to be intentional evil or intentional attacks or opposition. It could just be mistakes through the chain of command all the way up. People acting on the wrong impulses. People having little things to hide, you know, little embarrassing things, you know, and a lot of them embarrassing things, or the need to support somebody else, you know, all of these little sacrifices that are made all lead to an incident occurring that appears to be scripted or preconceived. I mean, as we all know, the World Trade Center attack, there's pictures of them looking at it years before, whether it was possible. Same as the 7/7 attack in London. They documented it on TV 2 years before as an exercise that was planned for exactly that same day, as far as I knew from the news. So obviously, you know, there's some madness going on there. You know, but people overlook it and say, well, you know, surely people would talk about it. But you see, you know, there's teachers who were forced to get the kids on the pupils on Ritalin in order to allow them in the class. So the teacher is playing a role. Now, if she doesn't do that, she probably loses her job. I don't know what her motive is. She's probably not working for any secret society. Knowingly, you know, but it's very easy for somebody else to set out a curriculum that has got these little bits in it. You know it yourself. If somebody asks you to do something and writes down so much detail, you get things wrong. If they, you know, just tell you to just do it how you think for yourself and you get it much more correct. So just by applying so many laws, codes and rules into society, into schooling, into regulations and food and farming and everything else, just by the fact of applying these codes of conduct is going to create like this legislative madness, you know, the rule of law and the corruption that's actually sunk into law itself, and the fact that people are ignorant to the lawgiver and the lawmaker and what the laws are made. You know, we're just letting it happen to us. You know, we're just letting it happen to us. You know, and then people say, But how could it be kept a secret? Well, it isn't a secret, it's just people don't talk about it. I mean, look on YouTube. Uh, you know, uh, it sounds condescending and arrogant, but, I'm the only person I know in my own real life of people that I meet, friends who I've met over my life. I'm the only person I know who's making a video speaking the truth. Well, my truth. Okay, I'm not saying it's your truth, but I'm speaking stuff that everybody is talking about. Yeah. Now we're getting a lot of people who've got the balls to say a load of mad stuff and throw out conspiracy theories. And to be quite honest, I'm glad they're doing it, because at least it's getting out there. But unfortunately, some people are taking it as read again without thinking about it. We should take this conspiracy theories and be adult with them, and not try and find a conclusion about it. Just so that you can go back to society and have some kind of, it doesn't matter. You lie about it if you want, but you have to know yourself. It's not just a point about being right and wrong. It's about a point of using your reasoning. If you don't want to reason it through, fair enough, but don't act like you've got some kind of answer if you haven't reasoned it through. I hope you get what I'm saying. It's just the fact that if things don't get reasoned through and people don't talk on camera like this, then it's 1 in 1,000 people that's actually saying something, and it's one in 100 of those who maybe are critically looking at it. Yeah, there's no good in just reporting just the news without adding a little bit of your own opinion. Otherwise, you might as well just give them the link. And it is good if people like and spread and favourite stuff. That they, it is the only way of multiplying each video. And if there's something I stand behind, I try and get it out there. But I don't want to saturate and dilute the world with something that I don't feel is important. And I feel this is an important time to get truths out there. And I don't care whether something's true or false. If it needs discussing, it needs discussing. And if there's people saying, oh no, don't talk about that, then I think that's one bloody good reason to start talking about it. Yeah? And that's my reasoning, really. If somebody's not in a position to be honest and open, I'm talking about politicians, people, neighbours, friends, anybody, if they're not in a position to just be open and talk about something like a grown-up, and use reason all the way to the end, all the points are valid. Even if people are making mistakes in their reasoning, I don't mind, as long as they can see those mistakes and continue with the reasoning, because then it's not necessarily a mistake. For example, the idea that if you was to keep a conspiracy that big, surely people would talk. There is a massive truth to that. But if you continue reasoning, you'll find out that it's actually quite easy to lead a crowd astray. And it's very easy to stop a rock concert in front of 100,000 people, isn't it? You can just cut a wire. It's very easy to speak down a microphone in front of the world. And just because one guy said it, it's amazingly easy to think that everybody else agrees. So don't think for 1 minute that the crowd indicates any kind of reasoning, like that. So, you might feel alone, but being alone is better than just mentally taking on another mindset that's not, that's unreasonable. Anyway, I'm just stuttering now. That's it. I'm just bloody reason. Jesus. Cheerio. Till next time.